You finally met your match, chameleon.
We're not so different, you and I.
Skadoosh.
You suck!
Kung Fu Panda 4 has the worst villain in the franchise. And in this video, I'm going to give you 9 reasons. 9 reasons why the chameleon in Kung Fu Panda 4 is the worst villain in the franchise. I still see some people online saying that Kai is the worst villain. The chameleon is so badly written, and that's why Kung Fu Panda 4 is the weakest in the franchise. The first issue with the chameleon is an all-tell, no-show introduction. Now, in my personal opinion, the best villain in the Kung Fu Panda franchise is Lord Shen. Simply because Lord Shen was the kind of dude who does not hesitate to go and commit genocide, erase a whole race of pandas, and then come back home to his mom to smile. Like, that is pure evil in my opinion. More evil than Kai, more evil than Kai, more evil than Tai Lang. So if you look at the way Lord Shen is introduced, he's introduced by murdering people. He's introduced in a backstory narration, murdering all the pandas. And then he's introduced in his actual scene, firing a cannon at someone. Compare that to the way the chameleon is introduced. First of all, the chameleon doesn't even appear as the chameleon, he appears as Tai Lang. But what does he do? He breaks some stuff and then he burns some stuff, and then he says, I'm back to fight the dragon warrior. It was such a weak introduction, and throughout like the first 30 minutes of the film, they keep trying to hype up the chameleon. You know, you see people being like, you see even the Fox character played by Aquafina being like, the chameleon, and other characters are like, oh my god, have you heard the chameleon? Everyone is just here, everyone is just talking.
This chameleon character has magical powers. If you say her name 3 times, she'll take you away in the night.
It's just all talk about how evil the chameleon is, but it's never relayed properly how evil the chameleon is in action. It's all just words, words. Number 2 has to be a villain who's a gimmick. I noticed this when I watched the ending of the movie. In the ending of the movie, there's 2 problems there, especially the third act of the film. There's 2 problems there. Number 1, the chameleon says that it is by taking the spirit of someone that chameleon is able to obtain the kung fu moves of that person. So my question is, why do you need to shapeshift then? I don't understand. Number 2 issue, did you notice that the chameleon shapeshifted into Po and fought like Po without sucking his spirit, whatever? So this whole character is just a gimmick. And also I noticed the chameleon never shapeshifts into a specific person for a specific objective. For example, in the intro of the movie, the chameleon shapeshifts into Tai Lang. Why didn't you shapeshift into Lord Shen? You would have still been able to burn things and break things and destroy things as Lord Shen. Why didn't you change into Kai? Kai is also pretty big and pretty, notorious looking. Why didn't you change into him? It was just a gimmick. It's just a gimmick to be like, oh look, the villain can shapeshift. Even in that scene where the chameleon goes to find shapeshifts into like this crocodile and goes and like infiltrates this meeting of some dudes who are talking about the chameleon, I was like, why did you have to shapeshift into this crocodile looking thing? Why didn't you just walk in on the meeting as yourself? Shapeshifting into the crocodile did not serve any purpose. The character is one huge gimmick if you think about it, never utilizing the shapeshifting well, and she turned into Po anyway. So she turned into Po anyway and fought with him using his fighting skills. So the whole element of having to take your spirit so that you get kung fu moves it's just pointless, especially because she turned into Po. Number 3 has to be an unfocused goal. This character does not have a focused goal. The way she's written, it's like she has no specific goal. 1 minute she's trying to make people cough up tributes to her. The next minute Po is dreaming that she's supposed to, I don't know, take over the entire world. The next minute she's talking about a blood moon and wanting the staff. And then after that, at least that one was linked to trying to open. But she has like all these mini objectives that are how does the tribute thing and having people bring you a bunch of stuff linked to opening the spiritual? I don't think they were linked. With someone like Shen was clear from the beginning. Shen was there to eliminate any panda because the panda was prophesied that they would take down Shen. So it's a very clear objective. But with the chameleon is written as having this objective and that objective and this objective, wanting a tribute, and then Po having a dream that she's going to take over the city, and then she wants Po's staff so that she can get kung fu. She's like everywhere. Number 4, this villain has no personal conflict with the hero. Look at Lord Shen. Lord Shen wanted to destroy kung fu. Kung fu was important to Po. But what is the chameleon and Po? Where is their link? Where? Their link is nowhere. Their link is literally nowhere. Write it in the comments if I'm wrong. Their link is nowhere. They have no real link. The only real link is that Po has to go fight the chameleon because he is Dragon Warrior. But unlike someone like Shen who has brought a canon that will stop kung fu, and kung fu is important to Po, the chameleon is just there and Po is there. And in fact, the chameleon isn't even in where Po lives. Po lives somewhere very different, like in the valley, and this chameleon lady is in the city. So where is their link? It's only because Po has to go and fulfill a duty. Otherwise, there's no real personal conflict that the hero has in facing the villain. Even with Lord Shen had killed Po's parents. Yeah. So there was some personal stake. But with the chameleon is just there and Po is there. So like the link is just so weak. Number 5 has to be a villain who doesn't do the dirty work. Let me tell you, one thing that really irritated me is the fact that the chameleon sent this fox character voiced by Aquafina to go do the dirty work. The best villains are always the ones who want to do the dirty work themselves. That's why you see Lord Shen does not tell someone, hey, kill that Master Rhino for me. No, he does it himself. He does it himself. The best villains always do the dirty work themselves. They don't send someone to do it. In fact, it would have made more sense if the chameleon had shapeshifted into the fox character voiced by Aquafina and then tricked Po. That would have made her a better, more cunning villain. But instead, you send someone and then you're just there waiting to be brought for the MacGuffin thing. It seemed like a very weak and pathetic villain. Number 6 has to be the fact that she says that she's too small and that's why she was not taught Kung Fu. That makes no sense because Mantis, Mantis and Viper, I mean, they are also small, so it doesn't really make sense. Number 7 has to be a hollow shell of a villain. This villain is a hollow shell. Let me explain to you what I mean by a hollow shell. What I mean is they have no past history. So look at someone like Tai Lang. Tai Lang was Shifu's student before he went evil. Before Ugwe said no, that he can't be the Dragon Warrior. Tai Lang was not evil. Yeah, even Lord Shen was not evil before the whole fireworks thing. He saw the fireworks. He had an evil intention for them, and then he was told that if he went down this path, he would end up being defeated by a warrior black and white. So he had a past. He had a life, a well fleshed out life before the whole thing of him turning evil. Even Kai had a whole background story before he became evil. That he used to be friends with Ugwe and he was Ugwe's friend, and then Ugwe betrayed him. Chameleon has nothing. Chameleon is just, I'm evil and small and I want all your kung fu. Nothing. A hollow shell of a character. A hollow shell. A character who is only just the power. It has no background. Imagine if Kai came onto Kung Fu Panda 3 and had no history with Ugwe and just said, well, I want to take people's chi. The end. It would have made no sense. You need the backstory of that character to be able to understand them properly so that they can have some depth. Number 8 is a copy-paste villain. I'm sure a lot of people can feel that the chameleon is very close to what Kai is. The way Kai was stealing people's chi, the chameleon is also stealing people's powers. It's sort of like a copy-paste sort of. No, Lord Shen was very original. Lord Shen was not even like Tai Lang. Lord Shen had very different motives, very different fighting style, very different wit. And that's why he's such a great character. And lastly has to be a forgettable knockout. Compare the other 3 movies, how the villain is defeated, versus Kung Fu Panda 4, how the villain is defeated. In the first one, it was the whoosh finger hold. In the second one, Po had to like grab the cannon and know how to inner peace and yeah. In the third one, Po had to do the whole dragon warrior thing in the spirit realm and do, you know, all this chi stuff. But in this one, the villain is taken out like just skadoosh, and then grabbed by Tai Lung and sucked into the spirit realm. I was like, that was so weak. That was such a weak knockout. This villain is the worst, in my opinion. Remarkably badly written. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Tell me if you agree with me or you disagree with me. I still see some people saying online saying that Kai is the worst villain. But me, I think the chameleon has so many issues and just does not stick. I mean, let's just add number 10. She doesn't look intimidating. The other 3 were intimidating. But I mean, the small chameleon is Kung Fu has always worked even if you were small. So I don't understand why she has to shapeshift to look big. I can understand you stealing people's moves, but why do you have to shapeshift? It's so gimmicky. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'll leave my other review I did for Kung Fu Panda here. Smash like and subscribe if you agree with me. I'll see you in the next one.